Every woke news anchor has a career flop, and Don Lemons began live on CNN when he asked Cosby accuser Joan Tarshis in 2014.
You know, there are ways not to perform oral sex if you
but
meaning the using of the teeth, right?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I didn't even think of it.
Biting. So,
ouch.
Yes.
The backlash was immediate, with Lemon apologizing the next day.
A rape. If my question to her struck anyone as insensitive, I am sorry, as that is certainly and was not my intention.
From there, his controversies snowballed. During MH370 coverage, he seriously suggested,
that's what people are saying. I know it's preposterous, but is it preposterous, you think, Mary?
That Bermuda Triangle is often weather, and Lost is a TV show, so I think...
About a black hole swallowing the plane, a clip mocked for years. He told viewers,
so we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right.
Held up a placard with the N-word to provoke reaction, and dismissed Nikki Haley as past her prime, 20s, 30s, and maybe 40s. His on-air clash with Vivek Ramaswamy ended in visible tension as his ratings continued to plunge.
Well enough
With
in this
all
country.
honesty, you're not answering the question. You're giving us platitudes about...
I'm actually unsure what your question is, Don. Do you want somebody to bash Fox News on CNN?
No, I'm not asking you to...
Finally, on April 24, 2023, CNN fired him. While Lemon said he was stunned, audiences weren't. On a Meet the Press same-sex marriage debate, Rachel Maddow sparred with conservatives over gay marriage by making ridiculous claims in hopes of winning the argument.
Gay people exist. There's nothing we can do in public policy that makes more of us exist or less of us exist. And you guys have been arguing for a generation that public policy ought to essentially demean gay people as a way of expressing disapproval of the fact that we exist.
Why are you gay?
The clip spread fast and cemented her reputation for on-air showdowns. Then she clashed head-on in 2015 with Republican candidate for president Rick Santorum by repeatedly dominating the conversation with her absurd questions based on her woke agenda.
Ask you if you believe that people choose to be gay.
You know, I've sort of never answered that question because I don't really know the answer.
Okay, so do you think that some people choose to be gay? Do you believe that it can be orchestrated? Like you can make a person
again,
gay anymore?
I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about these things, to be very honest.
In 2009, Maddow tried to tear down Richard Cohen for his Cure the Gays works by making unbacked claims that were out of line and offensive. But Cohen held his ground with confidence.
All responsible professional authorities in this field report that change is not really possible. There's no evidence of what Mr. Cohen suggests, but nevertheless, he's operating an organization that would like to sell you a lot of products that would convince you that it is true. Mr. Cohen...
And in another viral LGBTQ discussion, Maddow warned,
I think to expect when straight people take away those rights that we're going to need to be taking more care of ourselves again.
Are you serious?
For fans, she was fearless, but for critics, she was the face of woke outrage TV, and the arguments began to outshine the news. In a viral 2019 clip, Chris Cuomo said,
You called me Fredo. You know my name is Fredo.
I thought your name was.
You did not think my name was fucking Fredo. I'll fucking ruin your shit. I'll fucking throw you down these stairs like a...
When confronting a heckler who called him Fredo, the backlash was instant, with Cuomo later tweeting, I should be better than what I oppose. But his real career unraveling came from ties to his brother, Governor Andrew Cuomo. New York Attorney General documents showed Chris privately advising the governor during harassment investigations, even offering to use media sources to check accusers.
I'm not an advisor. I'm a brother. I wasn't in control of anything. I was there to listen and offer my take.
But text messages reveal he was often in contact with his brother's top aide, Melissa DeRosa.
CNN first suspended him indefinitely, then fired him on December 4, 2021, citing new information, including a separate misconduct claim revealed by attorney Deborah Katz. Cuomo's optics also drew fire with his triumphant,
All right, here it is. The official re-entry from the basement, cleared by CDC.
We do not care.
After COVID quarantine, despite being spotted outside positive days earlier. Post CNN, he clashed on air with Ted Cruz and Rudy Giuliani.
I'm talking about the president, the one who called you a liar, the one who said your wife was ugly. That guy, you know, the guy now who you won't say anything about.
Who the fuck is that guy?
But his move to News Nation drew far smaller audiences, and his $125 million claim against CNN remains unresolved. On February 12, 2025, Anderson Cooper snapped at former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu by saying,
Would you stop that process?
Don't be a dick. What I'm saying is the portrayal.
During a heated exchange, the clip went viral across social platforms and tabloids, unusual for Cooper's normally measured style. He apologized later that day, calling it a lapse, while Sununu brushed it off as a spat.
This is great. We're having a political argument like me and my buddy would over a beer. You know, he's just kind of giving it to me and I'm giving it back.
But the moment fueled critics who point to CNN's post-2020 tone. Analysts noted that by late 2024, AC360 averaged 748 to 890,000 viewers, strong by CNN standards, but far behind Fox's primetime lineup. Controversy always followed Cooper's radical comments, like when he called President Trump
like an obese turtle on his back, flailing in the hot sun.
Your Twitter account?
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
CNN press releases still highlight AC360 spikes during major news cycles, but the Sununu insult became a symbol of volatility and audience churn.
Direct you for long-term investors, giving you the names of the companies we think stand the most chance at seeing upside.
Some media watchers called it proof of partisan fatigue, exactly what CNN claims it's trying to dial down. Joy Reid's career has been shadowed by the resurfacing of old blog posts from 2007 to 2008, when she mocked gay men.
Back today at some of the ways I've talked casually about people and gender identity and sexual orientation, and I wonder who that even was. But the reality is that, like a lot of people in this country, that person was me.
Said she couldn't watch Brokeback Mountain because she didn't want to see two male characters having sex, and even called Florida Governor Charlie Crist Miss Charlie. She wrote that most straight people cringe at the sight of two men kissing. When the posts reappeared, Reid claimed her site was hacked, insisting,
I genuinely do not believe I wrote those hateful things because they are completely alien to me.
She should have kept her mouth shut.
But admitted she can't prove tampering. Investigators found no evidence of hacking. She ultimately apologized on air.
I've not been exempt from being dumb or cruel or hurtful to the very people I want to advocate for. I own that. I get it. And for that, I am truly, truly sorry.
This is the worst.
Her on-air clashes added fuel, cutting off Christopher Rufo in a 2021 CRT debate.
Let me respond. This is not a monologue. This should be a dialogue, right? Am I right?
It's my show, so it's how I want to do it. So let me read you one more quote from him.
And sparring with Nicki Minaj over vaccines, who fired back by calling Reid Uncle Tamiana. Despite #FireJoyReid campaigns, MSNBC kept her in place. Widely accused of taking funds from Kamala Harris to promote her candidacy, Al Sharpton is a divisive figure who's known for his anti-Semitism and Trump bashing.
Kamala Harris spoke to me that day about unity and passing bills. All I ever heard from Donald Trump was how he can get an advantage. I see one candidate who wants to protect the right to vote while the other has tried to cook up 11,000 votes in Georgia.
The explosive line still trails one of MSNBC's most controversial hosts. Before his TV career, Al Sharpton was also central in the Tawana Brawley hoax, backing false rape claims that a grand jury later exposed, leaving him liable for $345,000 in defamation charges.
She was raped by 6 white men in law enforcement, and Al Sharpton took up her cause.
In 1995, he called a Harlem landlord a white interloper during a protest. Weeks later, the man's store was burned down. Sharpton also drew fire for using homophobic slurs in the 90s, a language he later disavowed.
Him in a locker room, he should be fired. If he does it in any other workplace site, he should be fired, just like anyone would.
Shut your mouth.
On MSNBC, he became infamous for teleprompter flubs.
But resist, we must.
Or the
GOP's tax day giveaway to millionaires
gaffe. By 2015, his weak ratings pushed Politics Nation to Sundays, ad tax debt headlines, and a leaked 2017 meltdown over technical glitches, and the controversies never really stopped. 2012's Memorial Day saw a Chris Hayes remark trigger immediate backlash from veterans groups when he said,
"Why do I feel so comfortable about the word hero? I feel uncomfortable about the word hero because it seems to me that it is so rhetorically proximate to justifications for more war."
Veterans called it reprehensible and disgusting, and Hayes apologized the next day by saying, "I don't think I lived up to the standards of rigor, respect, and empathy. I am deeply sorry." Hayes has since walked a line between policy wonk and lightning rod. He has a habit of posing himself as an undisputed expert on national policy by deriding Trump policies that have been boosting the American economy in terms of revenue and law and order.
No, that's the thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The tariffs on the other country is a sales tax on you. Donald Trump, I don't think, understands his own economic plan. Donald Trump is the most unabashedly pro-criminal, pro-crime president of my life.
He controversially brought a leader of the KKK on air and later apologized.
All different pieces of the puzzle, all different perspectives to understand just what is happening there, because it is such an incredible microcosm of race and racial tension in this country.
Other flubs include confusing two Asian American lawmakers and linking Fox rhetoric with radical allegations.
Fundamentally, the dominant perspective of that network from the beginning of the pandemic has been, who cares if all those people die? They're old, poor, or sick anyway.
Prompting mockery from Laura Ingraham. Hayes' style is self-deprecating, boring, data-driven, but proudly so. A 2017 off-air tirade showed Lawrence O'Donnell storming over noise in his earpiece for 8 minutes by saying,
Stop the hammering. Where's the hammer? Is it on the, go up on the other floor. Somebody go up there and stop the hammering.
No need to shout.
The meltdown went viral, and O'Donnell later apologized. 2 years later, he was forced into a rare on-air retraction after reporting Trump's Deutsche Bank loans had Russian co-signers.
This single source close to Deutsche Bank has told me that Donald Trump's loan documents there show that he has co-signers, and that the co-signers are Russian oligarchs.
The next night, he admitted,
last night on this show, I discussed information that wasn't ready for reporting. I should not have said it on air or posted it on Twitter. I was wrong to do so.
Killing me, Smalls!
Org threatened to sue, and critics said his if true caveat was meaningless. His history of fiery clashes goes back further, shouting liar at John O'Neill of the Swift boat Vats in 2004 until producers cut to commercial.
We know this.
Point to his name on the report, you liar. Point to his name, you liar.
And calling Mormonism a religion.
Mormonism was created by a guy in upstate New York in 1830 when he got caught having sex with the maid and explained to his wife that God told him to do it.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
In 2011, comments Romney allies blasted as bigotry, despite speculation in 2017 that his contract wouldn't be renewed. #Keep Lawrence campaigns kept him on. The last word still delivers ratings, even as the stop the hammering meme defines his temper. Time's up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video from my fun, lighthearted channel, Hollywood Body Count, I'd love a cheeky like, subscribe, and comment. No pressure, no sweat, your call.